This week, I'm going to talk about 5 essential bits of equipment that I take on every Camino. It's coming right up. So if there's one thing that Camino addicts love to talk about, it's packing lists and equipment. So here we go. I'm going to share 5 little bits of gear. Actually, only two of these I carried on my first Camino, but I wouldn't walk a Camino without them now. If you enjoy this video, maybe I'll do another one with another 5 bits of gear. And by all means, if you are a Camino addict like me, do share down in the comments below sort of bits of gear that you would not want to go on Camino without. Now, before I start, if you are planning your very first Camino, what's the biggest rule with gear? Carry as little as possible. It's a mistake that everybody makes, I think, on their first Camino. I made it big time, carried way too much stuff, carrying all this stuff that I thought I might need, and just in case. If you haven't seen my packing video, I'll put a link down below, but I think I'm down to about 6.5 kilos now with my Camino gear. And the tip there is only carry stuff that is absolutely essential, and where possible, carry things that have a dual purpose. And some of these items that I'm going to show you today do. So whenever I'm thinking of a new item or a different item to take on Camino, I'm always trying to think, well, what other purpose could I use this for? Using this item, does it mean I could actually ditch another item? All those sort of things. Okay, so let's get on with it. Number one, and I'm sure I've got a video about this on the channel, is my umbrella. I so wish I had this on my first Camino. Now you think, why would I want to carry an umbrella? Don't I have rain gear? It's not for the rain, it's for the sun. So depending on what time of year you're walking, an umbrella is amazing. So just, picture you might be walking 7, 8, 10 hours in fairly hot weather in the sun. I found on my first Camino walking, it was sort of April, May and into June, I was getting sunburn, I was getting really hot. And so I did a little bit of research on these umbrellas. This is actually a Eurosherm, but they're, you can order them online. There are lots of different versions of these. This is the short one. The long one actually has an extendable handle so that when you're fixing it to yourself, you can kind of clip it to your belt and so on. I find that I can do that with this one. And again, you'll see me using it on some of the other videos. I just have some elastic straps on my pack straps, and I find that the shaft of this can sit in there quite well. I won't open it inside, that's bad luck, isn't it? But you'll notice that it's silvered, so it's really good at reflecting the sun. So it is very good at keeping the rain off. I've used it once or twice in the rain, in very heavy rain. I don't really need it that much for rain protection because I'm wearing a rain jacket and pants anyway, but for sun, it's phenomenal. I mean, I've never carried a thermometer on Camino, but I don't know what the temperature difference would be under this, but it is like walking along with your own tree providing shade. It is so much difference. And of course, with this, I don't have to wear a hat, so I have quite a wide brimmed hat. If I'm using the umbrella, I don't need to wear my hat. So you're kind of getting a breeze, through your hair and stuff as you're walking, and it's just so much more comfortable. I absolutely love this. If somebody said to me, there's one bit of gear that you cannot leave behind, it would probably be this, I think. So I was just trying to wonder how to phrase that. I will not travel a Camino without it. Absolutely love it. If you're worried about the weight, I think it weighs about 220 grams. I've kind of roughly worked out in my head, I save that weight in water anyway. So my water consumption goes down when I'm using the umbrella in hot weather. So conversely, in very hot weather, I have to carry a lot more water. I don't need to carry so much with this. So this weighs as much as a 200 ml bottle of water, a little bottle of water. So umbrellas, absolutely amazing. I know people have bought very inexpensive ones from the sort of dollar shops and so on, and been very happy with them. Eurosherm I like, it's really well made, it's reflective. I think they're about 60 euros online or something. So we both use these, really, really good. What's going to be my next item? This has featured on my videos before, and it's this magical stuff, hiker's wool. I have no commercial interest in any of these products. If I can, I'll put links down below so that you can find them, you know, but they're not, what are they called? Affiliate links. So I'm not getting anything from those. I'll just help you out finding them. This is a New Zealand company. The original hiker's wool. What's the company called? It's probably called the Hiker's Wool Company. No, it's called Paradise Net or something NZ. I'll put the link down below. Amazing products. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos using this, it's really great. So what happens, you're starting to get a hot spot, you're worried you might get a blister, you just pull off a bit of the wool, you put this between your skin and your sock, and away you go. It stops you getting the blisters. Why? Well, it's providing that extra little bit of padding and protection. The lanolin in the wool helps moisturize the skin. And it's also cutting down friction. So, you know, you can imagine maybe the sock and your foot are rubbing together. This provides a little bit of, you know, anti-friction, if you like, in between. Amazing stuff. I carry a complete pack of this, and that will last me 6 weeks on Camino. The first time Pat came on Camino with me, she went through a pack in about 3 weeks. Her feet look like Yeti feet. She loves it. She carts it all over her feet. And this company is so good, I emailed them halfway through our Camino and said, can you please airdrop, you know, another pack of this kind of a week ahead of us? And that was great. You know, when we arrived in, where was it? Villafranca del Bierzo, there was a pack waiting for us. So hiker's wool, I don't know if anyone else produces it other than this New Zealand company. I'm sure they must. But this is magical stuff, and you can reuse it. So yeah, and it weighs nothing. So hiker's wool, an absolute must, wouldn't travel without. This one, I could probably travel without it, but I actually like it. Anyone recognize what that is? It's the Deuce of spades, which must come from America, I guess, with a name like that. What is it? It's a little camping trowel. It's made out of aluminium. It weighs, it says on here somewhere, 18 grams, I think, 17 grams it weighs. And what do you use that for? If you are caught short and you have to do a number 2 somewhere behind a bush on the trail, which you should try and avoid, of course, because we don't really want to be fouling up the Caminos. But, you know, if you're caught out and it's one of those occasions, you know, upset tummy or something, and you just have to go between villages, then the good thing to do, of course, is to bury the waste. So I don't want to get too graphic here. Carry out the tissue if you can in your Ziploc bag. But this allows you to dig that little cat hole. Really strong. I've had to use it twice in 2,000 kilometers. But I like to know that, you know, if I'm caught short, at least I can dig a hole and kind of do the right thing by the environment and the rest of the pilgrims. The other week, I actually discovered a second use for this, which is great because I don't want to carry something with only a single use. Can you think of what I could use that for? The shape of it? What does it look like? I find with my new trail runners, I have to push my feet into them. And you know how you kind of buckle the back of the shoe and it's a bit awkward and I feel like I'm going to damage the shoe? It's a perfect shoehorn. Works really well. So, you know, how's that going to work? You can imagine, you know how a shoehorn works. Put that in the back of your shoe and your foot slides down. It's a great shoehorn. I use it all the time now as a shoehorn. So it's got 2 uses. Can you think of a third? Next item, what are we up to? Number 4. Anybody recognize this? This is known as a Hipster Clip, H-I-P-S-T-A. And actually somebody on Evar's forum recommended these. It was David. He saw somebody else using them. What it is, it's got quite a strong clip. You can clip this onto your backpack strap or something. And, oh, excuse me. And basically that, spring-loaded, will go around a water bottle. So I use this to carry my water bottles. And I just use, you know, those sort of single-use water bottles, although I top them up every day, you know, just the bottles that you buy bottled water in. And I have a couple of these hanging on my pack, and it's very easy just to take the bottles out and so on. And I have a drinking tube on it. Again, I'll try and remember, I'll put a link down below to show you how this setup works. But this is such a great way to carry a water bottle. And it, you know, whether you have a drinking tube or not, you've got the bottle there, very easy to access and so on. So Hipster Clips, I know I looked for the link to these a while back. I'll find the link and put it down below for you. They're not cheap, but they're very, very good, very practical. Okay, so that's Hipster Clips. And my final item for this video is this. What is this? This is, I think it's about 22 litres. It's a backpack. Why would I want to carry a backpack inside my backpack? Well, a number of reasons. So this has a few different uses. Let me pull it out of its little bag here. It's made out of SIL, S-I-L, which is that really lightweight fabric. I make tents out of it as well, I think. And here we go. I'll sort of pull all of this out. You can see it emerging. Here's the backpack. I think it's about a 20-litre backpack. Oh, it smells of mothballs. Quite large. So what do I use this for? Well, a number of things. One, if I get to my accommodation and I want to go off, say, food shopping or something like that, I can leave my pack in the albergue, the hotel, wherever I'm staying, throw this on. I think this weighs about 25 grams, if that. And I can go shopping, fit loads of stuff in there. That's use number one. Use number two, if for some reason maybe I have an injury and I have to send my pack forward with pack transport or something like that, I've had to do that a couple of times, I could actually use this as a day bag, a day sack, and just put in my rain jacket and water and things like that. What I have actually done when I've had to send a bag forward is I use my backpack because it's more comfortable, and I put some heavy stuff into this and send that forward. So that's another use. And then finally, when I'm traveling to the Camino, and I'm based in Australia, so you know I've got like 24 hours of flying just to get there, I don't check in my backpack. I take it as hold luggage. It's just okay for that. But what I do is I use this for items that I'm going to want to have access to on the flight. So just a few little knickknacks. My backpack goes up into the overhead locker, and I can have, it's like my handbag, if you like. You know, I've got a few things in there that I might want during the flight. But you know, for the sake of whatever it is, 25 grams, a great little pack, lots of different uses. Oh, another thing I use it for is going to the laundry. So I think, you know, quite a few times I've kind of amassed a bit of laundry, maybe I haven't kept up with it, and literally I'll just throw everything into that, and I'll go off down to the local lavandera, the laundrette or something like that, can throw all my stuff in, sit and read or something, and then bring it all back. So terrific little pack, you know, 101 uses. This is actually made by Sea to Summit. So there we go, 5 essential items that I will definitely always take on my Caminos. What do we have? The umbrella, check that out. We have the hiker's wool, amazing stuff to help you, stop you getting blisters. Fingers crossed, touching wood, 2,000 kilometers on Caminos and I haven't had a blister yet. If you're worried about blisters, check the video on avoiding blisters. I'll put that link down below. So the hiker's wool, the little Deuce of spades for digging your cat holes or for a shoehorn. We've got the Hipster Clip for your water. And that was it, wasn't it, in my little bag. So if you want some more tips on sort of handy little gadgets for the Camino, let me know down below. And of course, I'm sure there's lots of people watching this who also have great tips on gear. I'd love to hear your comments down below. So thanks for watching this week, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.